There.
You asked me if I was ready like 5 times.
Well, it's something. It's been a long time.
Like 5 times.
How many times have
5 times.
How many times have we done a recording this year?
It's been a while.
It's been a long while, and we wanted to put a recording out about the vulnerability class, right?
Course.
Course, of course,
Course.
of course. Um, you know,
Class is one. Well, that's not necessarily true. Wow.
can you
It's really
have
difficult.
can you have a relationship or a connection with love without vulnerability?
No.
Wow, that was quick. You didn't.
No.
You're not gonna let yourself sit with it.
No.
Do you know how many people have been doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you,
Trying to do that.
I like that word, trying. What's the hardest part for you to be vulnerable?
The hardest part for me,
Uh-huh.
probably my ego.
Ooh, I love your ego.
Yeah, but it don't like me to be vulnerable.
Mm. 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 Is that regardless of whether you're masculine or feminine?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you did find.
mean,
did you find ways to overcome that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there's sometimes it's, especially in masculine energy, it's instilled in you, right? Men are tough. Men are supposed to be tough and macho, and men don't cry, and men don't feel.
Where did that come from? Who originated that?
I don't know. Some woman.
I believe some man did it. It's funny because we split in that area, right? I believe
Some
a man.
It could have been a man.
Yeah, it could have been, right? It could have been a man. Men aren't supposed to cry. Men aren't supposed to feel. Men aren't supposed to be emotional. Men.
And then the feminine aspect gets it too. Like we get a lot of it too. Like, don't cry.
Ooh.
Don't cry.
I don't want you to cry.
Yeah.
Does any of that make you feel guilty?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
It's like somebody's asking you to reject your vulnerability.
Yeah. But it's a lot of especially when you're growing up and you're young and you're watching a movie. Let's just say a movie, right?
Okay.
And the movie ends super sad, right? And you look around the room and everybody's trying to be tough and not pretend like they're crying, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eyes itching, my eyes itching.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Or
my eyes itching.
My eyes
that's
itching.
I like that. That's
my nose is running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, especially around my family. Are you crying? Are you crying? Oh my gosh, it's just a movie. Are you crying? Like, emotion wasn't a thing. And showing emotion to somebody who you don't want to disappoint, right?
Yeah.
That's a big thing that's instilled in all of us, right? We especially when it comes to new relationships, right? New relationship, you don't want to show any weakness.
Okay.
Or any vulnerability, right? Because you don't want the other person to, it's a form of judgment, right?
Right.
Or to feel like you're a certain type of person, like you're a crier, you're a hugger, you're affectionate, right?
Right.
And then once you put on that persona of toughness, then you've got to continue to ride it out. And then you just kind of, because you were taught not to be vulnerable.
Right.
So here we are, like not being vulnerable in the beginning stages, right? And not crying and not showing emotion because we don't want the other person to feel like all we do is show emotion, right?
Right.
And then it just builds and builds and builds until you realize that you're in a relationship and you're not even who the hell you really are.
Ooh. And then you get mad at the other person for loving who you're not.
Always. Yeah.
And then you start fighting with them and looking for ways to...
Well, then you start fighting with yourself. Like, why can't I be myself? I just want to be me. I just want to cry at the freaking end of Hachi. Have you ever seen that movie? It's horrible. If you don't cry, you're something wrong.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
You know?
So, would you say that loyalty makes you emotional?
Loyalty for sure.
Mm.
Because it's rare.
Mm.
But when you set your glasses with the lens down, it literally makes me insane.
Hmm. That bothers you?
It does.
Why?
I don't know. Because you're not supposed to do that.
Oh.
I mean, you're scratching them.
You mean they're vulnerable if I leave them over like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're vulnerable to being scratched.
But
and
that
this is why they look like they do, honey.
Well, I get that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm going to do? Because I got to, I got those on that buy one, get one.
Yeah.
And I have some upstairs, and I'm going to ceramic coat them. I figured it out.
Can you see out of a ceramic coating?
Yes. It's like glass. It just thickens the glass.
Anyway,
so it doesn't get scratched. It doesn't get, you can't really receive any kind
I wasn't trying to change the subject, but it makes me insane.
Well, I know. I get it. Yeah. But if we could ceramic coat our vulnerability, we probably would show it more.
But can you see through the ceramic coating?
Yes. What is your very first movie you felt vulnerable in?
The very first movie I felt vulnerable in.
Like it got you. You know what I mean? It got you in that space.
Oh, I have to think about that. Gemma! Thank you. Gemma was defiling herself. Deflowering.
Yeah, great. Feel vulnerable
and then you want to come over
here.
here and give us kisses, you need to go away.
Yeah.
What movie could have been?
It would have been in the
E.T.
70s.
maybe
In the 70s?
And I don't know if I remember any movies in the 70s. Gemma.
Right.
Because I was less than 10.
So did Wizard of Oz?
I don't know that it made me Gemma. I don't know that it made me quit. You're moving the table. You know what?
She's letting you know about yourself. I guess she doesn't agree with you.
I mean, seriously.
Right.
And she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Wizard of Oz, I don't think I was too emotional.
Okay.
Maybe when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't know that it made me emotional though.
That was the first time I experienced a man's emotions.
Really?
Yeah, because if you watch The Scarecrow,
yeah,
he didn't have a brain, but he's very emotional. And remember, he teared up when it was time to say bye.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. And and even the Tin Man, he's like, oh, don't cry because
You'll
it
rust.
showed. Right, it showed three masculine energies. To that one feminine energy, and they were all emotional, and even you started to pick up on, and you could realize that there was a love connection there, but you couldn't necessarily see or realize that you were watching what vulnerability looks like if you don't have a heart, if you don't have a brain, and if you don't have courage. It's like those three things combined gave you vulnerability, and all three masculine energies were showing it. But it was so interesting because that was in a place that wasn't real. It was almost like the movie was signifying that this is what it would look like in an alternate reality, not this reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've just been trying to think. I think Mommy Dearest made me not cry, but I think it might have made me emotional. I really